Hi, welcome. My name is Danica Todd, and this is my YouTube channel that I use specifically to provide short videos for my clients. It is not intended to be fully comprehensive, but it is a great place where I can visually show you guys how to do some things after we've already discussed it in the office. I wanted to talk with you today about one of the things that happens occasionally in my office. So when people think of massage, they often think of a spa setting that is serene, they're on vacation, they're on their honeymoon, they're on their baby moon. But sometimes people don't realize that as a massage therapist, we are often also holding space for people during some of the very most difficult times in their lives. And sometimes when clients arrive, they're already in a dysregulated state, whether they are showing up physically, emotionally, or mentally dysregulated. And one of the fastest ways I can help people get back into their bodies and centered before they get on the table is to have them step on a soft tool. And so I've got some visual aids to show you, and then I'm going to show you it's very simple to do. And then know that there are some programs that actually dive deeper if that's something that you're interested in. So the first set of tools I have are some things that I purchased from my dear friend Liz Cook in one of her SOAS trainings. This is a round one with little knobs on it. She had big ones. Notice how squishy they are. These are not lacrosse balls, tennis balls, golf balls. Those are way too hard. You want something that you can squish into. So she had cylinder ones that were really great because it made it easier if you didn't have strong balance because you didn't have to worry about it rolling. Then she had these two different sizes. So I have found on a website that I'll add in the description, there's a local distributor that also has what looks like really soft balls that would be comparable to these, I think. And then I have the melt ball. And I use melt products a lot. I took the level 1 training during COVID when I was fortunate enough to be able to take it online while we were all stuck at home. And their products are all very squishy. Great product. What I love about all of Melt's products is that they're latex free, and I have a latex allergy. And so I love knowing that I can use their products safely. However, the link I put in the description for the other balls is going to be significantly cheaper than buying the Melt products. So if it's something that you're already doing and you want to up level your tool, look at Melt. If it's something you're looking into getting and not sure if it's going to become a habit, go with the link that's in the description. And so what you're going to do with these is you're going to step on them. Melt has a protocol. So again, you start doing it, you want to dive in a little bit deeper, you can go on to the Melt Method website, sign up for their subscription-based platform where you can go in and watch their videos, and they have a foot protocol that you can learn and follow on there along with some other great videos. I've also heard of people using these and stepping on them compared to a reflexology chart. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you're like, hey, I want to work on my gut health or something like that, then you can open up that chart. You can match where you're stepping on the squishy ball with that chart. However, when somebody is coming into my office and they're already in an activated state, I am not going into therapeutic over where they're stepping on their foot or what organ relates to the reflexology chart or what fascial line is happening. I just want them to get back in their body. And so to do that, you just step on the ball. So I'm going to transition this video down to the floor so you can see my feet. So what you do is you put your ball down on the floor and you pick one leg. Well, first, actually, let's just start with standing and just feel how it feels to stand on both of your feet. Are you standing on them equally? Are you leaning more onto one foot than the other? If you've taken some yoga classes in the past, class, this might seem a little familiar with the way that a yoga class might have you checking in with your body and how are you feeling. And then pick one leg, and we're only going to treat that leg. So you're going to take the ball and you're going to start stepping all over the bottom of your foot. So again, if a client is already coming in an activated state, their system is agitated in some way, regardless of whether it's hormonal triggered, emotional triggered, mental triggered, I'm gonna have them just step on the ball. I am not worried about where they're stepping, where they're not stepping, how they're stepping, as long as they're just starting to feel the bottom of their feet. After you feel like you've kind of stepped in a way that has covered the whole base of your foot, then you're going to take the ball and you're going to imagine your little inner child holding a crayon, trying to draw that ball all over the bottom of your foot. So you're just randomly, your inner 3-year-old, you're not worrying about staying in the lines, you're not thinking about doing it all in a very strategic way. It's very random. Get the whole bottom of your foot. And then there's a spot in the bottom of your foot about right here. So if you roll up your arch, you'll find this little hole. So you're going to take the ball, you're going to start at your heel, you're going to roll up till it kind of hits right below the ball of your foot, and you're just going to stop and take 3 deep breaths. And then when you're done, I'm going to have you come off the ball. Now stand again with your left and your right side. One side has been treated, one side has not been treated yet. Do a little compare and contrast. One of the things I always notice in my body is the untreated side. I am very acutely aware of the joint intersections. I can tell the joints of my toes, the joint of my ankle, the knee, the hip. It's like I can tell those segmented parts of my body as I'm moving from the floor up towards my head. And the treated side, I don't notice it. It feels like I'm one human being. Everything feels like it's in unison and not segmented, as if it's been all nice and hydrated. I'm also noticing in myself this, I'm feeling more grounded through the treated side in my hip, and on my hip on my untreated side, I'm noticing gripping around my sacrum. It wants to rock back and forth like it's trying to find its center over that untreated foot and how to ground where the right side is already doing that. So I'm going to do the other side real quick just so I'm not lopsided. So switch your ball to the other side and you're just going to step however that looks like for you. Making sure you're getting all the way back to the heel, getting all the way up on the ball. Probably not pressing on the individual toes down at the end. Those are tiny bones. You don't want to accidentally break one of your toes, but sticking to the main foot pad part. And then once you feel like you completed the whole bottom of your foot, returning to that 3-year-old. This is also not a yoga practice. You can do this in the kitchen or in your bedroom next to your dresser and hold on to the counter, the dresser, the wall, the back of a chair. The goal here isn't for you to have this perfect balance that you might be trying to achieve if you were in a yoga class. This is more about that proprioception, that conversation that's going from the sole of your foot through the sole of your psoas, through the top of your head. So we're getting you back into your body. Good. When you feel like you've done the whole bottom, you're going to start right in front of that heel. You're going to roll the ball up till it gets to that little nook right before the ball of your foot. Take 3 deep breaths. And then coming off the ball for the last time, come back to just standing on your feet. Comparing the right and the left now that you have treated both sides. So I'm noticing in myself, my body is rocking around a little bit. It's struggling a little bit on that left side that I just treated to find its center of gravity, and I'm actually feeling it more up into the psoas than I'm feeling in the foot. So there's definitely some stickiness still going on in the psoas on that side. Now I'm recognizing that I need to nurture more in my own body. But if you were feeling activated or agitated and you were able to do this with the ball, this is going to help you get more in your body so that you can make informed choices on what will be the next best decision in your day. And what I find with my clients is that it can calm them down so that when they're on the table, they're able to enjoy the session more on the table because they're coming to it already in their bodies and ready to receive the work, instead of being in that active state and then having to work through calming their nervous system in that active state in order to actually get the therapeutic benefits of the session. But this is something that it's so easy. This ball is so tiny. You could keep it in your car. You could keep it in your diaper bag. You could keep it in your purse. Like, there's so many great ways that you could use this. And just look for those links in the description. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. Thank you.